What do you think?
I like Tesla here because if you look at the way that it gapped up last quarter on earnings, it experienced a 10% breakaway gap. And when you have that kind of pattern, I love to trade it long into the next quarter's earnings report. Right now, you have some really nice momentum, and I have an overhead price target at about 215 and 220. But I'll tell traders there is overhead resistance there. So watch out for that level. And if it can break through up above November highs, then it'll really be off to the races.
All right. I can't wait to talk about Caesars. Would you bet on it?
I like this one to the downside. Right here, I think it has another $2-3 of upside up into about the $50 price point. But the overall downtrend is down, so I would short it up at that level.
All right, let's move on now to BlackBerry. I thought it was like Polaroid, but it still exists. What do you think?
I don't like this one, Tyler. I think this one's in an overall downtrend, and below $5.25, I would continue shorting it, especially when it has a strong move like today.
So let's talk about the broader market as we finish up the first quarter. Did it surprise you in terms of the magnitude of the rally we've seen, particularly this month? And what are you looking for as we move into the second quarter?
I think it was somewhat surprising just because when we had the bank crisis, it ended up causing a rally in the NASDAQ when you saw the 10-year fall so substantially. But what happened was we had a really high put-call ratio, and we still have a lot of shorts in the market, and now we're going into earnings season. So I do typically like to trade the NASDAQ to the long side going into April. I think that with the momentum in the market that we're seeing right now, things are coming along really well for that trade. We have Microsoft, Tesla, Apple all breaking out to the upside. So I think we're seeing rotation into tech, and I'm going to continue looking for that going into April.
And of course, some of those stocks that you just mentioned, not including Tesla, but a lot of the tech stocks, the Microsofts, the Apples, the Alphabets, they are huge percentage portions of the S&P 500. They do well. The index does well, right, Danielle?
Yes, absolutely. That's what I'm looking at here. And I love the rotation that we're seeing into the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ being the relative loser last year when compared to the spiders, it has a lot more upside here. And what I'd really like to see is some continued money flow into this area that we're seeing right now. And with the breaks and the overhead resistance that we've seen this week, we have more upside.
All right, Danielle, we have drained the cocktail glasses thanks to you. We appreciate it. Danielle Shea, thanks.